How are you, Wendy?
Oh my gosh, you must be Tim Moss.
Well, you must be Wendy Stewart.
I am all day long. Really good to see you. Here we are, Wednesday at 3:00.
Yay, for If These Walls Could Talk.
Tim, did you have a good week?
I did. I had kind of a long week, but a good week. I was just kind of here and there and everywhere.
Oh my
Very
God.
productive, actually.
Hither,
What-
dither, and yonder. You frequently have weeks where you are hither, dither, and yonder.
Yeah, and juggling. Well, look who's talking.
Oh,
I mean,
I know.
you've always got.
Right. If these walls could talk and look who's talking. I like that, Tim. That's great. So, you know what? I did the coolest thing yesterday. I went to Lady Clover Honey's house for her
Yes.
new cooking show, Clover Cuisine, and we cooked together. And we had,
Isn't that fun?
yeah, it was really, really fun. I adore Clover. She's a wonderful entertainer and she's a really cool cook. And the best part was we had a really nice meal after.
Yeah, right?
Did you get to eat your stuff when you went on her show?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yeah, we had a good time. I love Clover Cuisine with Lady Clover Honey.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that
So
was
people
fun.
can look forward to actually seeing that. Oh my gosh. And tonight, very excited. Tonight is Chauncey Dandridge produces Freak Out.
Uh-huh.
And we've got amazing guests on tonight. You know, this is like say bye-bye to 2020.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and you're on the show. You're on the line in the lineup, right?
I am doing a piece on the show. Yeah. And so are a lot of our other friends, which is really, really cool. So, you know, we all support each other, right? And let's face it,
Absolutely.
I mean, whatever any of us doing for New Year's this year, Tim, what are you doing?
Well, actually, tonight I'm going down to pick up my bestie. She's coming in for a couple days, and we're just going to chill, just hang and chill. And a friend of mine who's running for city council asked if I would perform on his Zoom countdown. So I'm doing that, which is really fun. I'm looking forward to that.
So on New Year's Eve, you're going to be performing.
Yeah, from home.
Fantastic.
So I'll probably from the waist down will probably be my pajama bottoms, and from the waist up it's boas and shit and feathers and all kinds of stuff.
Well, I decided to get a little dressed up today because I'm very excited about today's guest, you know.
Yes. I love this woman. Love her.
And you know what? So do I. Today, everybody, we have the infamous PR guru, rock star journalist, and all around fabulous gal.
And author.
And incredible author. And we are going to talk about her book as well. And I'd like to introduce you all, if you don't already know her, to Eileen Shapiro.
Yay.
Hey, guys.
Hello. Was that a good enough intro for you?
What's that?
Was that a good enough introduction for you?
Yes, that was absolutely magnificent.
Okay.
Girl, you look good.
You're looking good.
So do you guys.
We
know what?
try.
I'm glad that everyone I see during this thing looks good. You know? But you guys look great. Wendy all sexy there and
Well, yeah.
him with his pretty hair. I mean, really.
I said this is the closest I'm going to get to like getting decked out for New Year's, you know, and it's so perfect. And Tim, I know you agree that we're having Eileen on the show to end 2020 and really kick off 2021. You're a great person to do that with.
Yay.
Absolutely. So how have you been, Eileen? How have you been doing through all of this?
You know what? I hate that it's going on. And I'm not happy about all the things that are going on around me. But me personally, I'm doing great. I have to say that. You know, I have time to work. I have time to see family. And then all these Zooms, you meet people that you've been dying to meet all your life. And then there they are.
Right. And Tim, don't you love that? That's a total positive attitude.
Absolutely.
And the truth, I know I can speak for all of us when I say the amount of people I've not only met on Zoom. I was telling someone this. They're like, how do you meet people on Zoom? You just have to be open to it. And then you follow up with them. And you know what? That's what we have right now. So
you know what? It's not a bad thing. It's totally not a bad thing. I would not have met and hung with and talked to all of the people that I have had it not been for this. I would have been going to events, saying hello, rushing by,
Yeah.
And now I get to talk to them, and you know, people kind of hang out and they kind of like bare their souls, so you kind of really get to know people. So I mean, you know, aside from all the sickness and all the businesses and all of that, I mean, I'm, you know, I kind of like it's okay. It's okay.
Good for you.
Yeah, because this whole situation has forced people to just stop.
Right.
We've all had to just stop. And that, like you said, you know, I've noticed that a lot of people that would have been not necessarily unattainable, but like you said, you know, we see at a red carpet or something, it's, oh, hi, bye. And we got to go do our thing. And with this, like you said, we get to just kind of sit together and chill and chat. And I love that part of this.
I
Oh
think
my
it's
gosh.
a very intimate thing, you know,
Mhm.
Zoom and StreamYard and all of that. I think it's a very intimate meeting, and you would never ever get this on a red carpet. Tim, you know the red carpets we fought.
Exactly.
No, one of the things you both know about that, when you're on a red carpet with someone and you're interviewing them or even meeting with them, there's all the walls and the stuff and the
Mhm.
pretension. When you're one-on-one on these Zoom things, there's nothing. It's you and a computer screen. So you're stripped. You're like naked.
Mhm.
Nothing wrong with that one.
Yeah, I'm down with getting naked.
There you go. I want the right two people today.
Yeah, but Eileen, you and I, we've covered a lot of red carpets
We
together.
certainly have, and
Uh-huh.
I always want to thank you, because like you kind of like my big brother.
Uh-huh.
On all these red carpets, like if I have a problem, Tim, help!
Yes,
Always go to Tim, and he's there with all his equipment, and he's cool, and we're always lined up together. I feel like
yeah,
like
yeah,
next
we're
to
always
each
in
other
the
or one
same
away.
vicinity.
Well, you all are birds of a feather anyway. Why wouldn't
Uh-huh.
you be lined up
Kinda.
together?
Kind
What
of, and
kinds
then
of
we like
things?
trade people sometimes. Like I'll interview
Yep.
someone, and then Tim will trade. So it's kind of
Uh-huh.
cool. It's kind of cool. But Tim's always my go-to savior.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Aw. No, because
Yeah,
you know what,
we give each other our sloppy seconds.
right?
We
But
do.
you know,
We do.
Tim is a real team player, you know, and I know you are too. I know
Yep.
with the people that you represent, you try and bring us all together, and that, you know, that really speaks volumes because it makes for better stories for all of us.
Absolutely. Better
Mhm.
stories, better opportunities,
Yep.
more fun. I'm all
More
about
fun.
the fun.
Fun.
I'm all
Uh-huh.
about the ride. You know?
I do have to admit, I totally miss, like, we're in the holiday time of year. By this time, like every year I've been to, and I'm sure Eileen, you have, and you, Tim, like
Mhm.
16 to 20 parties. Like Tim told me
Yeah.
he was never home, never home.
Mhm.
So I'm so used to that, like going to 3 events in one night. You know, you have like your holiday wardrobe and your holiday makeup and all your stuff. And this year, it's like I'm getting dressed up for Zoom.
But
Yeah.
you know what? I think maybe we all needed a rest.
Yeah,
That's the way
I
look at it. We
agree.
needed a rest so that next year we can rock it, you know?
We are. Let me tell you, we are gonna rock it next year. So,
Absolutely.
oh, Eileen. So for people that everybody knows you, I always say whenever I mention your name, I'm like, oh, Eileen Shapiro. But for people that don't know, you have a really unbelievably convoluted background to get to where you are now. Now, you started out as a nurse.
I started out going to nursing school in where did I go? In downtown Brooklyn, Long
Ah.
Island University. I had a scholarship. So because I had a scholarship, my parents said, Eileen, you should go for nursing. I said, okay, you know, whatever. So yeah, I started as a nursing student. I did nursing for about 4 years until I hated it so much that I
Wow.
was like, I just can't anymore. Plus, I was having kids, and I actually worked for the doctors that delivered 2 of them. So I mean, it had its convenience. It did.
Yeah.
That's one-stop shopping, really.
Yeah, you just go into work, have a child, he takes care of it, you know.
Pretty much
Drop
that's
it
how
in
it
and call
happened.
it a day.
That's actually how I got the job. I was pregnant with Kevin, and I actually had him, and it was my 6-week checkup. And one of the doctors, Dr. Schulman, who happened to be the opera star Beverly Sills' brother, said, Eileen, aren't you a nurse? I said, yeah. He goes, oh, good, you're hired. I said, okay.
That's amazing.
So it was fun. And then, I got to write the Star Trek medical manual because of it, because I was the only one that knew anything about the human body or the Vulcan body or any body. So,
But wait, okay, but backtrack a little bit here. How did you get involved with Star Trek?
well, you know what? While I was studying biochemistry, which to me, it was just memorizing. So to me, it was really boring.
Right, of
So I
course.
used to watch the reruns of Star Trek, and somehow I developed a crush on, I don't know if it was Leonard Nimoy or Mr. Spock. I'm really not sure to this day. But then I found the Star Trek store in the city, and it had all his poetry. He wrote poetry. He was really talented. And the guy that actually owned it kind of became my boyfriend at some point somehow. And he was writing. He did all the Star Trek conventions, and he was writing a magazine, the Star Trek.
Oh, you just went muted.
Yeah, unmute.
Okay. Technical difficulties.
Oh my God.
I hear her. No, I can't see
Hear
you.
you, but we can't see your beautiful face.
There we go.
She's stuck.
That's the problem with using your phone. When someone calls you, you're fucked.
Oh, yes. Yes. Uh-huh.
So anyway, back to Star Trek then. So we were doing this magazine, and we were going to all the conventions. And then Ballantine Books approached us and said, listen, why don't you write the Star Trek medical manual? And that's what we did. So that's how I kind of got involved.
Can you imagine, Tim?
That is so cool. So you did like the Vulcan bio.
Yeah, I did his anatomy. I did the Vulcan
anatomy,
the Romulan anatomy, all those creatures. And then when they did the last Star Trek movie, the very last one, they actually used the book as a reference, which I thought was cool because I actually interviewed the director and the producer.
That's so cool.
And they didn't know I had written the book, and I didn't know they used the book. So, during the interview, I had mentioned it to them, and they're like, oh my God, we used that book.
That is like so amazing to me.
It is very cool.
You said you did the anatomy for Vulcan and for who?
Romulans.
So who was more hung and anatomically?
Well, they were close. They were all very close because the Romulans were hard because they were like big guys.
They were hard, Tim. Did you hear that? The big, hard Romulan. Tim is getting, Eileen, you shouldn't have thrown that out there. Now look at Tim is out of control already.
Yeah, now I've got to watch Star Trek.
He's going to become a Trekkie overnight.
And the other ones were even bigger, but they were less complicated for some reason.
That's great. I love it.
It was fun. It was definitely fun.
So what was it? So you were doing the manual. You had left nursing at that point, I'm assuming, right?
I hadn't left. No, not really. I hadn't left it yet. I was still like getting a degree.
So this is amazing to me. And you had kids already, right?
Yeah,
no, not when I wrote the book. When I wrote the book, I was 16. So I
okay, get out. You were 16 when you wrote the book?
16, 17, yeah.
Okay, that you just can't throw that into my universe and I think I'm going to jump on it. That's really impressive. I was like at 16, I only cared about Sweet 16 parties. And
that's so
We
imaginative.
had them as well. But the thing is, when I was 16, I was already in Long Island University.
Because you were smart.
I had different friends, older friends. They were different, than
you started college at 16.
Anyone can do it, really. All you have to do is take enough courses. My daughter went to Albany when she was 15.
Wow.
You all are brainiacs, okay? That's it.
No, it really has nothing to do with being smart. What it had to do with was taking enough subjects so that you can get out of jail quickly.
Getting enough credits, yeah.
Right? It's the out of jail card. So with this background, like at what point did the whole celebrity thing start for you?
Well, my first celebrity interview happened to have been Leonard Nimoy.
Wow.
So to me, and I remember at the time, you didn't even have like a device. You had a tape recorder and a phone, like not even a cell phone, a regular phone that you could call on. Right?
Stop.
And you could put it on speaker. but it was still a regular phone, and I was on my kitchen floor, really nervous because it was not only my first celebrity interview, but it was Leonard Nimoy. And I
Yeah.
had never done a celebrity interview in my life, and here it was Leonard Nimoy, and I'm like, oh my God. And I remember his PR person got on the phone and said, "Are you ready?" And I said, "Yes." Same thing still happens now. And then Leonard Nimoy got on the phone, and I was so nervous that I wouldn't even be able to speak. But I said, you know, in my mind, I said, I have this one chance, let me not blow it. And we went up having an hour interview, and then I met him. He was doing a play on Broadway, Equus. And I met him on opening, and I met him on opening night, and he said, "Oh my God, we did such a long interview." I remember that. I was like, "Oh no."
I think your first interview with a celebrity was an hour long. I mean, credit to you. Now, you were probably nervous when you started, but then how did it become comfortable to you?
You know what? Even now, I don't care who it is in life, how big they are, how not big they are, how rising they are. You still always get that little butterfly, because you don't know if you're going to have a good rapport with them.
Right.
And I've interviewed hundreds and hundreds, but you still get that little feeling. Once somebody says, "Hi, how are you?" You're good.
Right.
You're good.
So with a lot of the celebrities, my God, you've interviewed everybody and everybody. Have you ever had like one of those experiences where it was like, oh, how am I ever going to get through this?
Yeah. My first interview for Get Out magazine was Sandra Bernhard. Okay. And I remember being nervous because everybody told me, "You're not going to like her." And I was like, that's great. You know, instead of having encouragement. So I spoke to her, and she was very, very to the point, very, not funny, very dry. I mean, she was very courteous, answered the questions and whatever. When I hung up with her, I was like, this fucking woman hates me. I can tell. So I wrote up the interview and never heard from her again until about 3 months later, when her publicist called and said, "Oh, Sandra would like another interview with you." I was like, she would. And I've interviewed her to date 9 times. And now every time I have to interview her, she gets on the phone. She says, "Eileen, you know what I'm going to say? Bye."
Wow. I know, but 9
times now, and she's like the nicest person on the planet. But I remember after I got off the phone, Mike Todd said to me, "Was she nice to you?" And I was like, "Mike, if you knew she wasn't going to be nice to me, why did you
throwing you to the lions?"
And it wasn't that she wasn't nice. It wasn't that she wasn't nice.
It's her personality, probably.
I felt like I didn't develop a rapport with her, but I obviously did, because, you know, there she was. You know, she was my first real big celebrity. My first celebrity was actually Amanda Lepore, who I love to death.
Oh,
well, for me, the first time I interviewed Amanda was like that. I was like, "So Amanda, how are you today?" "Fine." "So do you have a lot of things going on?"
Yeah. What do you do with that when you?
Now she and I are like this.
Yeah. Right. No, she was good with me the first time, but I had an issue. My device, broke.
Oh no.
So halfway through the interview, thank God I remembered everything she said, and I wrote it down right away. But that's what happened. I was like, "Oh my God,
oh
I
goodness,
call her again."
Yeah, but fascinating person, fascinating life and journey.
Yeah, she is, and I've interviewed her many times as well. You probably have to. And matter of fact, I had her when we owned the bunkhouse. I had her actually as a guest, and she was a lot of fun. I had her and Alaska Thunderfuck together.
Oh my God,
that was fun. If I ever heard one.
Now you mentioned the bunkhouse. Tell us about the bunkhouse. That was on Long Island. That was a club.
That was a huge club, 35 years old.
It was a gay bar, right? When you had
Oh yeah.
I would expect nothing less.
Of course. So it was a gay bar, and Colin and I owned it. And we didn't own it long because the owner of the property eventually wanted a TD Bank on it. So, I mean, it lasted for about 7 years. And then we moved to another club, but it wasn't the same.
Yeah.
And then with the DWI laws and stuff like that. But I mean, we had a great time. Again, it was all about the ride, you know. We had
Right.
every one of RuPaul's people show up there,
Uh-huh.
and we
I love
had
it.
oh my God, we had different celebrities and people that I knew all my life because they all went to the bunkhouse, and I was sneaking in the bunkhouse when I moved out here.
It's so funny though that ultimately you ended up becoming an owner of it.
Yeah, weird
Mhm.
story because
How weird.
I owned the real estate, and
It's
one
so
of my
from
clients
nursing to
was
real estate.
I love it.
Gay
It's Star
bar.
Trek in
I love
between.
this.
so I still own the real estate, but I owned the real estate, and through my attorney, one of our clients wound up buying the bunkhouse and then wanting to sell it. So here I was.
Okay.
I kind of
Wow.
got like talked into it, but I don't regret really anything I did, and I had a blast, and I still here and there do a gay night somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Eileen, we need a gay night somewhere, don't we, Tim?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, with the
And I'll probably be
bunkhouse.
calling you in the near future
There you
to
go.
organize one.
With the bunkhouse, it was like adopting 500 gay children. So,
Yeah.
But
That would
Eileen,
get drunk and
that's so your
strip every night.
personality. It really even now you so take care of all your clients, the
Mhm.
people that you deal with. And Tim, you know this about her. Her phone doesn't stop. I've been
Right?
in the car driving with her with my life passing in front of me.
yes.
That phone's going off. She's handling 3 calls at once. It's unbelievable. It is like running a daycare center.
And
It is. And I'm
changing
like,
lanes.
Wendy, let's go have Starbucks. And like, I know she doesn't even really want the Starbucks. She just wants to stop trying.
Starbucks. Sure, why not?
And I can tell every time she gets out of the car, she really wants to kiss the ground, but she doesn't.
Yeah, she sees me running for the Long Island Railroad as quick as I can. Can't get there quick enough.
I see her waving in the background. Bye.
I know my train is here. Oh my gosh. So Eileen, I'm gonna hold up your book, which I have here called Waiting for Adam. Tim has
Yay.
we all have our books, and I need to get mine, by the way, signed by you when I have to bring it the next time I see you.
Absolutely.
What made you, first of all, I want to talk about the title, and I want to talk about what was pivotal in you finally writing this book, because girl, this is your history.
Yeah.
It is. The thing was this, I always loved Anna Man. Even at the same time, I loved Spock. Always loved Anna Man, okay? And I saw her many, many times. And then he disappeared for 17 years. And then all of a sudden he reappeared again. And I was like, yes. I was determined to interview him. Now, I had been writing for Get Out here and there because of the bar, pretty much. And now I figured I'm going to go full speed. I'm going to try and get an interview with this dude. So I got in touch with his PR, who very nastily said, Adam has done all his press, but next year when his album comes out, I'll send you a copy and you can review it. And I was like, fuck up.
Yeah, right.
That made me even more determined. And you know what? I knew I probably didn't have a chance in hell, but I didn't care. I was going to interview him. One way, somehow I was getting that interview. So 6 years passed and I decided if I interviewed everybody I could and got my creds up, he'd have to say yes. So I mean, I interviewed Diana Ross, I interviewed Boy George, the hugest people you could, Emma Stone, the hugest people you could ever. And in the back of my mind, it was all because I wanted to interview Adam. And I had met Adam. I met him in England. I mean, I did crazy things. I flew in one night, watched an Adam Man concert, and flew back the same night to America.
Oh my God, that is compulsive if I've ever heard it.
I love it.
Yeah.
So Eileen, what is it though? Like you've met some of the most hottest men in the industry, right? What is it about Adam Ant that is like, that turns you on so much?
Well, it's not about that it turns me on. It's about that I know from everything I've read and now from meeting him that he's a really gentle and kind man. And you always want your idol to be gentle and kind and nice. And I knew that about him. And I always felt that the press wasn't fair to him. and they weren't. And I knew that he didn't trust the press, so it was also the challenge, you know. And when I did finally get to interview him, it was very anticlimactic. It was also an hour long, by the way. I was told, I was given a half hour, and I was told if he likes your questions, he'll let you go the half hour. If he doesn't, he might cut you off. So here I was thinking, if he doesn't like my questions, I'm screwed. Okay. But the fact is that I had met him several times before that. So here I was talking to Adam, and the half hour passed, and I was like, yes. And by the time the hour was over, I really had nothing else to ask him. I'm the one that actually said, okay, I don't want to take any more of your time.
That's exactly. How cool is that it ran an hour? That's great.
And then
I think you've got this connection with him because you've got like kind of punk rock pumping through your veins anyway.
Totally.
And he's just the ultimate. I can totally see the attraction that you have, or the soul connection that you have.
But don't you think it's both for what you're right about the punk rock, but she said about the kindness and the gentleness, that dichotomy.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I had a bucket list, okay? I had 3 people on the bucket list. First was Rick Springfield. And he contacted me. He had seen an article I did about Cyndi Lauper, an interview with Cyndi. And his PR contacted me and said, Rick would like to do an interview, but it has to be with you, because he saw your interview with Cyndi Lauper and he was really impressed. I said, okay. And I wound up interviewing him twice and meeting him, and he was great too. He's a nice person as well. And then came Adam, and now the next book is going to be called Waiting for Billy, and I need to get, so if anyone has
Billy Idol.
anything to do with Billy Idol, I'm here.
I love it. I love it. You know, my husband Alan, and I sent you the picture, shot Billy Idol. He loved working with Billy Idol. He's I don't have to tell you, a very, very fun guy. But
I met him too, like many times. I even asked him right to his
next
face.
book. I said it earlier. I'm along for the ride. That's what your book should be, and it'll be everybody that you interviewed since then.
Yeah, and there's been the greatest people, the biggest iconic people on the planet.
Right.
Really.
But our guest is Eileen Shapiro. You're watching If These Walls Could Talk with Wendy Stewart and Tim Moss, and her most recent book is called Waiting for Adam. Waiting for Adam Ants, actually. One of the things in here that I don't know, I mean, I haven't got a chance to tell you in person yet and give you a hug and a kiss, but I was shocked while I was reading that, and my name popped up a couple times.
Well, Tim,
you brought me to tears when I was reading that. That meant so much to me. That was so special because you were talking about a lot of the New York City nightlife personalities and the people, and just to even be mentioned, I was, oh my God, thank you. I'm gonna cry again.
Tim, personality for me. You know, first of all, whoever doesn't know, every time I write about Tim, I say that he's the nicest guy in the entertainment nightlife ever. And I really mean it. And everybody agrees with me. It's not just me. Everybody thinks that Tim Moss is the nicest guy in the nightlife. Whatever.
Tim is also a very special talent. I mean, seriously, you know, Tim, from seeing you in Junk and knowing the cabaret that you do and everything, and you're an amazing interviewer. You really do it all. You're really very gifted. And let's sing Tim Moss praises, right?
Well, thank you.
It's not even about him being gifted. It's about him being really nice, really kind.
Kind.
He never... I mean, everything I've ever asked him for a favor, and there have been many, he has never said the word no to me. I am like, Tim, I have this party. I need some, you know, I need some cameras. He's there.
So
that's because I love and adore you. You are so incredible.
We're in a business that often isn't kind, and you know that, Eileen. It's like you've carved your own road in a business that often kicks people to the curb. It's not very nice to people. Chews people up and spits them out. I'm using every cliche. How do you think you've made it so good for yourself here, because you really do radiate that. To me, you're like nobody I've ever met in this industry.
Well, you know what? Everybody that I meet in this industry is like no one I've ever met, which is so cool. I saw a lot of things going on in the PR world. People were charging like they still are astronomical fees and doing really not that much. So Jimmy Star, my
I was
partner,
just gonna say, Jimmy Star
has his own show and felt the same way. And Jimmy Star and I were friends, and we had more connections than any PR person. So we were talking on the phone one day, and we said, "Why don't we just do it?" And he said, "Okay." And that's how World Star was formed. And within a month, we had like 15 clients. I can't even tell you how, but you know, we love our clients. We still have a lot of the same clients we started with, and even the ones that we don't have at the moment keep coming back.
Right.
So, I mean, we've never really had a complaint. I've never had a client that I really hated too much. And the thing is, I love my clients as friends. And I think that you have to have that friendship with a person that you work with to kind of get them, to get who they are so that you can help them better. It's just that simple.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Your knowledge, just being an interviewer, being around entertainers, a club owner, you have an innate understanding of entertainment, and PR is perfect for you.
I love it.
It was just a natural step for you.
Right.
Hey, listen, Kim, I wake up every day and I love my life and I love my clients.
Love
and there's not a day that goes by that I don't think of every single one of them, you know, some facet of every single one of them. Never a day. And Jimmy too. I mean, Jimmy and I talk about 3,000 times a day. And, you know, we love our clients. We love you, Wendy.
Thank you. And, I love you guys too.
The thing is, our other clients love each other. All our clients love each other.
That is
that's
so
cool. The perfect, whatever you want to call it. That doesn't happen, you know, and it doesn't get much better than that.
Right. Well, what you're doing is you're creating a family.
Right.
And that's so special. That's so wonderful.
And all of my clients think of each other as family. And I
would have to say that that's absolutely true. You do nurture that with everybody. You turn everybody on to everybody else, and a lot of people won't relinquish that kind of control, if you know what I'm saying, because it is control to them. You're constantly having us meet with each other. You know, now we're doing it virtually. Listen, I can't wait till things open up again and we can have parties and red carpets, right?
We're going to LA the minute this opens up again.
Oh, yeah.
So pack your bags now. Tim, you're more than welcome to come along.
Right. Tim, it's a deal.
Now, you mentioned Jimmy Star. Jimmy Star and his television show, or his online show.
Podcast,
with his husband, Ron Russell. Oh my God, I've just got to mention Ron. That man is so hysterical, and he obviously has an obsession with your breasts.
Oh, he's making the most famous breasts on the planet.
But they're very special. No, Tim really hit on something. He hit on something. Ron is absolutely obsessed with your breasts because he talks about them every chance he gets. What is that about?
You know, funny thing is, Ron is actually an artist. He can draw.
Wow.
And he drew a picture of me with breasts like that. Oh my God, I love that picture.
You were drowning in them.
No, Ron is actually a really talented artist. Not too many people know that. And I keep telling him, do a coffee table book. I'll write it. You just draw it.
Right.
And I keep asking him, and he keeps kind of ignoring me.
So is your big breast the drawing gonna be in there? In the coffee table book?
It was a picture of my big breast getting stuck in an elevator.
Okay, that is just...
That's Ron's humor. That is total Ron humor right there.
That's exactly it.
Oh my God, I love it.
That's how he envisioned it. I just don't even know what to say.
So now,
no, he's really talented. I have to say that.
So now you're on Long Island, and the thing that I love is you're near your family.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So throughout all of this, I love seeing the pictures of your grandkids, and you were always socially distant for a while, and now they can get a little closer, and but in a way, this situation has given you the time to really spend more time with your grandchildren, don't you think?
Well, yes. As it is, all my kids are teachers. So I watched every single one of them, until they didn't need watching anymore. I still watch Erica's kids every morning. I have to put them on the bus. So, I mean, I was always close with them and I always made time for them. But,
I love that.
Now there's more time.
Right.
Yeah.
You really, though, it amazes me what you juggle and
right.
Incredible influence you are. I mean, on your regular 3 kids, I haven't spoken to them, but the grandkids, I mean, you've got one, it's Gabe, who's like doing on air stuff now, right?
Yes, and he would love to interview both of you.
Oh, yeah.
I would love that.
He's really good at it, and he gets a lot of views, and he has
a lot of personality.
And he has his own YouTube channel.
Sweet.
And, he loves it. He loves it. And I feel like he's always going to do it now, So I like that about him. And he's very professional. And he's very, well, let's put it to you this way. He interviewed Scott, and he's the only one that ever got Scott's birthday out of him ever. It's not online anywhere. And you cannot find it anywhere. But if you listen to Good Times with Gabe, you'll
Good Times with
Gabe.
That's great.
Tim, the interview is so funny because Gabe is adorable. He's a very handsome kid, great interviewer. But then, you've got Scott, right? Who's bigger than life being interviewed. And Scott's sitting there, and Gabe is just, hitting him with the questions, and Scott is answering them
I love it.
As if they were both the same age, and they're in the middle of the interview. Gabe is a very old child. You know that. He's an old soul, I mean.
He's an old soul. He definitely
very
is.
Old soul. So funny.
And he's also really, really, all those kids, all of Tina's kids are brilliant, like brilliant.
They're all
like beyond brilliant, like annoyingly brilliant.
So I'm curious, like you're a real rock star of a mom. What was it like? All three kids became teachers. What was it like for them having somebody like you for a mother? I mean, you are, bigger than life.
Well, let's put it to you this way. Whenever Tina introduces me, she looks at Eric and she goes, "That's someone's mother," meaning me. The thing is, I took them to Billy Idol. I took them to Adamant. Matter of fact, Tina was 8 months old. I took her to Adamant, and some guy with big Liberty spikes, it was a big mosh pit then, asked if he could hold her on his shoulders. And I figured she's safer with some stranger than in the mosh pit. So he held her on his shoulders. Tina didn't cry, didn't smile, didn't anything, just watched.
Love it.
And then I've been taking these kids to concerts like all their lives. And they grew up, except for Kevin, my 2 daughters grew up wearing buns. They're the most conservative people in life. And one's a librarian. She's a librarian teacher. I mean, I don't know where I went wrong. And I really feel bad about it. But, my grandkids are different. They're a whole different mold. Like, they want to be like me. They want to go to concerts. Derek and Devin have met Billy Idol.
Cool.
Yeah, and I mean, these kids have to go to concerts. They have to. When this opens up, I'm going to take them even more. I was going to take Derek and Devin to England.
Nice.
And then this happened, but I mean, my kids are a little bit nervous around me. Better word to put it. I mean, I would never let anything happen to their kids, but they're mothers, and they're like, I don't think they should go to. Well, I took them all. I wound up taking them all to see Shawn Mendes.
Oh, you're kidding!
Every one of them. And the parents, I said, if you want to come along, fine. Otherwise, we're just going. And they all wound up coming along because probably they like Shawn Mendes. But we had a blast. We had all the kids. I mean, it was great. It was fun.
Everyone had a great time. So, all right, I'm just going to get a little personal here. So, when you're a woman who's out of the box, it's not so easy to meet a partner a lot of the time. I'm speaking for myself because I'm way out of the box. Martin, you are too, Tim.
Yeah, I can.
So, Eileen, I mean, what was it like for you? How is it for you? I mean, do you date? Did you date? I mean,
Okay,
you
I have a thing. Okay, I was married twice and happily divorced twice. I'm still friends with both of them.
You're probably still friends with both of them.
Totally.
Yeah.
I see somebody for sex on the side
Mhm.
regularly, which is really, I mean, all anyone needs. I don't really want to answer to anybody. I'm never doing that again.
Never again for you, right?
No, and I live with Colin, who's kind of like my gay husband. So
Husbands are important. That's true.
he's my best friend. We've been living together for a long time.
You get along great.
Nice.
Theoretically, we have different jobs, but we do everything together. We celebrate for years.
I love that.
I mean, he was at the hospital when my first grandchild was born. He was at Erica's bar mitzvah. Okay, so I mean, we go back
Way back.
And you know, we're kind of inseparable. We both had our relationships here and there. Mine were always gay ones, and wait, so were his. But anyway,
Right?
you know, I have a lot of best friends. You know, as you know, Billy Hess, and Mark.
Oh,
you got a ton.
God,
Yeah.
I love
And I don't
them.
have time for a relationship. It would really cut into my friendships. That's not
Right.
happening.
Uh-huh.
But you
they
know,
say
that's
in-
the point, Eileen. You do have intense relationships.
intense.
And you really, you know, relationships should not be defined by this crazy norm that people
Right.
have. And I think
Totally.
all three of us agree on that. You know, you just, I don't know, you have to get rid of those walls and those boundaries and just be like you and Colin have been together forever. And that is really cool. And
Right.
it doesn't mean that you have to sleep with that person either. They can be like the most loving person in your entire life.
Yeah, we both sleep with different people, and the cool thing is we don't like the same men, so that
That
always
is
works.
cool.
Good.
Yeah. You know,
And
and
honey,
honey,
if it
together on Fire Island, we have a blast.
Sweet.
My life is a blast. You know what? Unless you're 10 inches, don't even talk to me because I do not have the time for you. It's just that.
That is so funny.
Yes.
Don't even try.
And honey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Correct.
Keep enjoying your life. Just enjoying your life. You mentioned Mark Dialis, the hairstylist who actually styled my hair, and Billy Hess, the photographer. And they've had some amazing shows over at the salon there.
Yes.
That you have.
You know, because
attended.
I believe you managed one or produced it or directed it or did everything.
I always just kind of run around or hosted. I think I hosted a couple of them, and
That's the only time I ever saw Tim Moss really serious.
Oh,
really
yeah.
serious. Because he's a perfectionist.
He's actually working. He's serious.
yeah, I take it serious.
He's a perfectionist. And I was like, oh my God. Another side.
Wow.
You got a little peek behind the curtain.
So yes, they have, and they're all, you know, for good benefit. And all my clients do benefit. Soho Johnny and all of them.
Oh,
Every
Soho
single
Johnny,
one
yeah.
of them does some kind of benefit, which I love.
Yeah, it's great. They all have really big hearts, very compassionate. That's important
Absolutely.
without giving back.
Yep,
Mhm.
totally. I
So
always believe that.
So you've done nursing, and I can't even remember everything, and
Nursing,
writing and PR. And so, what is next? You're just
Yeah.
You know what? I'll tell you what's next. I need to write another book, and it needs to be called Waiting for Billy.
yeah.
I'm helping some of my friends with books that they're writing.
Cool.
I'm always going to do PR until I die, I decided. Even
That's
though
good
it might
to
end up
know.
killing me, but I love it to death. I don't know you know what? I'm a very spontaneous person, so whatever's next is next.
Yeah.
I have never aimed to do anything. I just kind of fell into it. Every single thing I've ever done, I fell into.
Yeah.
You said it. You just fell into it.
You know, I fell into nursing. I'll tell you. I had an affair with my college biology teacher. I mean, I fell into everything.
But that's what I love about you, Eileen. It just your heart. You trust continue to trust your heart.
Right.
Your heart will just guide you and lead you into these wonderful adventures. And just look at what you're doing. I mean, and you're exposed to the entire entertainment industry, which is fabulous.
And all kinds of personalities you get to deal with, which is absolutely everything. All right, I've got one for you. This is payback. If you could be a superhero, she asked me that question. If you could be a superhero, who would it be and why?
Okay, it would have to be Wonder Woman. And the reason it would be Wonder Woman is because I think that she could have really, really, really good sex. And I don't really want her superpowers because I don't really need them. That might sound a little arrogant, but I love my own superpowers better.
But love the outfit.
But she's really pretty, and I love the outfit. You said it all.
She's like a sex symbol too. I love that.
Oh my God. I just love and adore you so much, Eileen. How can people find out more about World Star PR and find out more about Eileen Shapiro?
And the book.
Well, we're all on Facebook, we're all on Twitter, we're all on Instagram, and I don't know what we are because Jimmy always says it. I think I'm Eileen Shapiro 3 on most of them.
You are. What is it 3 for? I did notice that you're a 3.
Because I had 3 kids. That's the only reason.
Oh, cool.
And because someone stole the Eileen Shapiro first. So I said, all right, fine.
You know, it's kind of a common name.
Yeah, I guess. I guess. But you know what? It wasn't even the name I was born with. But you know what? So what?
But it's a fabulous name.
It is what it is.
Wow. And you can get Waiting for Adam on Amazon, right?
You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on Barnes and Noble.
Great.
Waterhouse, if you're in Europe, a bunch of places.
Fantastic.
And your other books. What was the one before this? I asked you earlier.
The one before that was Precious Little Devils.
Precious Little Devils.
That was fiction, and it was about kind of a mix between The Voice and American Idol with a twist, and it was about a rock band with this lead singer who falls in love with her mentor, but the whole band, of course, is gay.
Of course, the whole band.
And it's
Aren't they all?
Yeah.
Well, wonderful. Everybody, please.
Tim, every man is gay until proven otherwise. And I'm going to stand by that.
Oh goodness! Well, Eileen Shapiro,
so great having you here today. We didn't get to talk about our obsession with the occult. We do have an obsession with the occult, but that's for another show.
But also here in New York, you had mentioned Get Out Magazine and Mike Todd before, which again I meant to delve into that a little bit more. So we have to have you back for another show.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
But, pick up Get Out Magazine. Eileen is the
next
feature writer.
Magazine will be January 15th, and it will have.
That's my birthday. Oh my God, that's my birthday.
Is it really? Oh,
it is.
I'm going to remember that now.
Oh yeah.
And we'll have all the RuPaul, this season's RuPaul.
Oh, nice.
So fabulous.
Well, Eileen Shapiro, thank you so very much.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
So Wendy Stewart, Tim Watts for If These Walls Could Talk.
Oh, and we will be back in Pangea, but in the meantime, you can go there and get fabulous takeout food. So please do. They support the artists. We want to support them.
Absolutely. Yay. Thank you. Mwah.
Mwah.